Take 2.
Take 7.
Take 18.
Take blooper reel number 2. Hey everyone, we are brother sister. Alright, Hey everyone, I'm Jared. This is my sister Erin.
Hey.
We are brother sister keto, and we are starting off our channel with an incredible recipe that we are really excited about. If you do keto, you know how hard it is to find a really good dessert that doesn't make you feel guilty about cheating on your diet. So here we are. Erin's the masterpiece behind all the recipes and all the kitchen stuff, and I normally do everything behind the scenes, but go ahead.
So what we've got for you today is a YOLO pie. It only takes an hour or so to prepare, and then you refrigerate for a couple hours. In almost no time at all, you have a fantastic dessert. It's not chocolatey, so it's a little off the beaten trail, but if you like fruity things, you know that on keto you really miss that fruit flavor because you don't get to eat it, and this really satisfies that craving. It's also got fairly decent macros. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll go over the macros in the macros minute, talk to you about how you can fit it into your day, or if you are doing a little bit more severe macros, how you can adjust it to make it really fit into your macros for weight loss.
If you like this recipe and this video and are interested in more keto info and keto tips, please subscribe. You won't be disappointed. We'll do regular videos on tips, tricks, and things we discovered on our journey.
Yeah.
We're also on Instagram at Brother Sister Keto, and you can catch up on all of our day-to-day activity if you're interested. So remember, at the end for the macro minute, stick around for that information, and we're gonna get started.
Let's go. Step number 1. First, you wanna make sure your oven is on. So let's hit bake, put it down to 325, and hit start. All right, so let's get started. Take my bowl over here and stick it on the scale. Make sure that we're tared out so that the weight is 0. I'm gonna put 168 grams of almond flour in the bowl. Now you could just put in a cup and a half, but I don't recommend doing that because you're gonna be over or under on calories, and this way is more precise. More on that in our Macros Matter Minute. Now we're going to add our granulated erythritol. So you get your 4th cup measuring. Shake that down. And just a pinch of salt. So this is what it looks like. Just some yummy ingredients there. Let's get cooking. So we got all our stuff ready. We're gonna go ahead and start mixing this up. Now this is when you're gonna want to go ahead and start melting your butter. 15 seconds, check it, 5 or 10 more seconds more, and then bring it over. So you need to stir it down to make sure everything got off the sides. Make sure it's nice and mixed. One more time, just for good measure. Let's go ahead and add our butter that we melted. want to start it a little slow so that it doesn't go splooshing everywhere. Also, because you're making such a small batch, you will need to stop it halfway and scrape down the sides. So this is what it looks like. This is not done. Obviously, there's still some all around, and it's not crumbly at all, so you really want to make sure that it's nice and crumbly. So here it's starting to stick to the sides. You can see that it's really nicely mixed together. This is ready to go. All right, so let's just go ahead and pour our crust into the pie pan. So let's go ahead and start making our crust. You want to just push it up a little bit against the wall of the glass. Use your spatula. Get a nice even crust there. You're going to want to make it even because this is going to cook. You want it to cook evenly and not come out burnt or raw, or burnt and raw, just in different spots. So this crust is ready to go. See how beautiful it looks? Nice and even, more or less. Let's put it in the oven. It smells incredible. Looks like it could take another minute or two though, so let's put it back in. Set it for a minute. Turn that off. Because our crust is done. Alright, let's get this filling going. Got our cup of water. Pour it into the electric kettle. Start. No, I'm gonna reach for the jello.
Okay.
Just one ready. All those little particles that are floating around the bottom. all those to go away. Let's get our yogurt. There are a couple advantages to using a whisk instead of an immersion blender, believe it or not. With the whisk, you're not going to get as many bubbles, so the surface of your pie is going to be more beautiful. So if you notice down here, you don't see any, you see a couple chunks of white. You want to try and stir those in pretty good, but it also isn't going to affect the flavor or the taste. So even this consistency right here is just beautiful. So, a couple good stirs. That's ready to go in our pie pan. So we made our delicious YOLO pie, and I'm sure you're looking at it and drooling and thinking, how much of this can I eat? How much of this should I eat? And I'm here to explain
All of it.
that all of it is not your best idea. So for the macros matter minute, I'm going to give you the calorie breakdown, fat, protein, and carbs, which is what most people on keto are trying to avoid. So for our beautiful pie, we have calculated the macros for this for 6 servings. That's pretty generous, and you can easily cut this into 6 servings and feel pretty satiated with just one piece. And that's going to set you back. You're looking at 287 calories total. It's going to be 22.7 grams of fat, and then you're going to have 11.3 grams of protein and just 6.3 grams of carbs. That might seem a little heavy, but especially if you're doing a high protein form of keto, it's not going to be that big of a deal to fit into your day. And if you're not counting your macros, you're not worrying about that anyways. Now, this looks delicious and everything, but I'm not really sure that those macros would fit in my day. So what I did was made myself a special portion.
OCD.
This is my special portion of this great dessert. What I did here was I cut the recipe in half for the crust, and I made the exact same amount of filling, but I made it into 4 cups. So I'm looking at a little bit more inside of this. So this is 237 calories total. You're looking at only 17 grams of fat. Because we cut way back on the almond flour, it's not as low as I would like it because I only put it into 4 servings, but we'll get more on that later. You're only at 12.4 grams of protein, which isn't great, but it's also pretty good for something that's a dessert. And then 4.5 net carbs per bowl. Now, I cooked them in here so that they're also in very easy serving sizes. Like if I look into the fridge and I grab this, I'm only eating this. I'm not gonna eat 6 plus another bite or 2 of the pie.
2 slices, let's be honest.
This is the best. Look how yummy that looks. The beautiful almond crust on the bottom, but you have way more yogurt to almond crust ratio, so it still tastes delicious, but it's way easier to fit into your macros and totally guilt-free. Macros matter.
Boom!